Hari Om Purnima ji.
Oh, Suma, welcome. Hari Om to
Good
all
morning.
the Atmajyotis, divine light of the self. Very happy and grateful to be back for another session of Manana on the Bhagavad Gita with Dharma Kshetra Gita Study Circle. So we are in chapter 3 and we are discussing all, all the points related to Yajna. Karma Yoga is the chapter. And Bhagavan is telling us over and over again that how karma should be converted into a yajna so that it becomes yoga and is not binding. So this is the theme for the entire chapter. And in particular, we were dwelling on 14 and 15 amazing shlokas where the cycle of life, the nature's cycle, and how is described and how we need to fall in line with that cycle. That's the main thing. Nature is doing its job. It doesn't need reminders, nothing. We are the ones who need to be reminded again and again that, my dear fellow, you are indebted to nature. You don't forget it. And if you want any degree of contentment, happiness, success, anything in life, fall in line with nature. Nature also is a synonym for dharma. Rhythm it is called. Rhythm, what we call as rhythm in English is actually comes from the word rhythm. Rutam satyam vada dharmam chara rutam. Their rhythm also comes in that. Rutam means the natural order of Ishvara. So here Bhagwan is describing this rhythm. This is 15. So in 14, anyone remembers that 14 shloka? Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyadanna sambhavaha. Here let us chant this. It is very beautiful. Ha. Who wants to chant? Please welcome. Anyone can unmute it. Yes, please, Anupama.
अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यात् अन्नसम्भवः यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यः यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः.
And this also, 15, it's related. Ha.
15, I just chanted 15, I think.
Allah, 14 aito. 15 is a continuation. How it all leads back to Brahmaji.
I can't see the 15th.
Howda. Okay. I'm sharing it right now. Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Yes. कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवं तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्.
So, annad bhavanti bhutani, all that we understood. From anna come, all beings are born of annam. Parjanyad anna sambhavaha. You describe it, Sneha, in your own words. If you can, if you are free. Annad bhavanti bhutani.
I haven't done any the homework.
Just recall it and off the top of your head.
From rain, food is produced. From sacrifice rises rain. From sacrifice is born of action. So this is like a chain reaction. Tara, so the main source is the yajna.
Correct. This is all about yajna only. So what does Bhagavan mean when he says, from sacrifice arises rain? Anyone? We need to discuss this threadbare. From food, annam, bhutani, beings are formed. That we understand properly. Parjanyad anna sambhavaha. From the rain, food is produced. That also very, very plain. It's a science class. From sacrifice arises rain and rain. What is this?
I think celestial gods are pleased by the yajna. The yajnas, the homams that are performed. So during the rain on that. Is that
from the fire, right?
Yes, Suma?
From the fire.
Which fire?
The ಯಜ್ಞದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಹೋಮದಲ್ಲಿ fire in the
okay. Okay.
Mm.
I think I know where you are getting. Yeah. Some more, Manana. From this particular, from rain, food is produced.
Yeah,
From
that
where
is
does rain come from? From sacrifice.
sacrifice. Yeah.
ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋ ಯಜ್ಞದಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಯಜ್ಞ, ಹೌದು.
What you are saying, Sneha and Suma. Okay. Of course.
Purnimaji, can it be like when water is ready to sacrifice and change the form to
Perfect.
how-
When the ocean is sacrificing, no, it is not keeping that rain for itself. Perfectly said, Anupama. Jai Sadguru Deva. Beautiful. So this is a sacrifice all the elements are doing all the time. The ocean is sacrificing the water. It's not hoarding. The rains, the rivers, the ponds, the ocean, they are all sacrificing their water, and therefore the clouds are formed. And then the cloud is also sacrificing. It is not also not hoarding it. In fact, the cloud is accommodating. That is also a sacrifice. If one extra person comes to my house, I will wonder, Arey yaar, where shall I make him sit? If they say I'm going to sleep overnight in your house, then a lot of arrangements on my part and stress. The cloud, it just accommodates. Like this, the entire chain is accommodating and sacrificing. And so, hence, because of this sacrifice by the Devas, everything is going on in this universe. Everyone, see, Devas, we feel they are just metaphorical things. They are not. They are all these elements which we are very much sentient. They are not just water. They are not just fire. No, they are the fundamental tattvas on which the universe is built. They are very, very, very dynamic. They are very, very sensitive, and yeah, they are sensitive to what? To what? To our foolishness. They are very sensitive. They will immediately react, isn't it? All the elements, the panchabhutas, the inhumanity of humans gets to them, and will be punished accordingly. Nothing will happen to them. They are there in their elemental form. We are the ones who are totally dependent on these panchabhutas. Imagine at what levels we are dependent on the panchabhutas. What all levels, people? The gross level, Jagat level, we are dependent on the panchabhutas. Body level, we are in dependent on them. ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆದರೆ ಪಾತ ವಾತ ಪಿತ್ತ ಕಫ, all the doshas come. The prana, if it thoda, the pancha pranas are go haywire, the body reacts adversely, because the body is part of nature. It is very sensitive. It will not tolerate any transgression on our part. The mind also made of the subtle panchabhutas. So that is also dependent on these ups and downs, and everything is happening to the mind. So, and of course, the causal level, everything is in seed form. We don't have to worry about that. Therefore, these elements are very, very important. And when we don't have Tyaga Buddhi, we are not in line with the Panchabhuta. Simple. Okay, we are not in alignment. Therefore, everything goes haywire. We eat too much, we watch too much TV, we talk too much, we worry too much. No. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So there is another, in further Krishna tells also about yukta, ahara, vihara. Everything is yukta. Balance, balance, balance. Anyway, that comes later. And this is a follow-up of this yajna. So where this sacrifice come from? That is what this shloka is saying. Karma brahmodbhavan. That sacrifice itself came from Brahmaji. It is embedded in the source of creation. Brahmaji himself has come from Narayana. And Narayana has put that sacrifice principle in the whole of creation. Otherwise, how will this go on, Baba? Our timeline is so short. Some 70, 80, 90 years. Imagine the cosmic timeline and how wonderfully it is being managed. Why? Because it is inherent in creation. All pervading Brahman ever rests in sacrifice. The whole entire creation ever rests in sacrifice. So last week we did manana on this beautiful shloka from the ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅದು Vishnu Sahasranama, isn't it? Yagna, 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 Yagna. That Chandra, can you remember that shloka from the Vishnu Sahasranama in which all the yagnas come? Yajno yajnapatir yajna yajna yajma yajnango yajna bhavanaha. What is that shloka? Anyone remembers? I think Sneha chanted it last time. Beautiful yajna, yajna, yajna means if the word yajna has to come in the Vishnu Sahasranama, it means yajna. Vishnu is yajna. Same thing. What this shloka is saying, number 15, that is what it is saying. What is this? Yajno, yajnapati.
Yajnabrud, is that the one? Yajnabrud.
Yajnabrud.
Yajnabrud, Yajnakrud, Yajni. Yajnabhyud, Yajna sadhanaha.
ಹೌದು.
Yajnantakrud, Yajna guhya. Manna mannada evacha.
So in this, everything is yajna. Yajna, yagni, the master performer. Vishnu is the master performer of all the yajnas. Yajna bhrit means the one who bears the full responsibility of taking the yajna to its successful completion. He is yajna. And then yajna krut, the creator of yajna. Yajna krit, he is the one who has created all these. So yajna bhuk, the one who enjoys the yajna, he is also God. And then yajna sadhana, the one who provides the necessary stuff to do the yajna. He is also a Vishnu. Yajna Kruta, ultimately he is the one doing the yajna. It's not you or me or the priest or everything is him. Yajna, what is that? Guhyam. So the hidden underlying spirit, the most noblest secret is this yajna. So he is yajna guhya. And then he is samayagna also. In some other occasion, this samayagna comes. So when he knows the proper time for creation, sustenance and dissolution, he is samayagna. So imagine all these beautiful yagnas are happening without our knowledge. So what is the main while doing yajna, what is the one word which recurs? Swaha, idam namama. This swaha is what we have to internalize. Swaha, just give everything. That Agni will swallow everything, including my yesterday beautiful talk by Prabhuji on karma yoga, on yajna. What we should sacrifice. See, we keep saying, do karma yoga, offer everything to Bhagavan, offer everything to Bhagavan is what we are taking. But do we actually know how to do that? What are we offering to Bhagavan? Anyone, please. This is worth dwelling upon. What for example, I'm extremely angry and I shout at someone. At the end of it, I say, okay, I offer this to Bhagavan. Is that valid? What do you think, people?
We are supposed to just offer the results of our action. I mean, not have any expectation. Even the mildest expectation is selfish.
Correct.
So that's what we are supposed to. That's the way to operate in our daily lives.
Okay, correct.
This is what I have understood.
Correct. Adu, yeah, that is fine. That is the main understanding. But this specific, when I'm particularly, nasty,
We can't
what do I do with that? What do I do with that? This is very much a part of my daily quota. How do we deal with it? Anta prashne. Anyone? This is important, right?
Reflect, Alva. I mean, the immediate thing is to reflect and to see where we went wrong.
Correct. That is good. That is fine. But
again, nastiness, anger, short-temperedness, everything comes because we expect things to go in a certain way.
Very correct. Yes.
We expect result for our actions.
Correct. Perfectly said. Contemplation is the long-term to be sustained. Contemplation is to be sustained, and that nididhyasana has to happen. But immediately, when kopa bantakshna, athwa when I realize I have been nasty, or yes, Suma, what do you want to add to that?
Oh no, in this scenario, like, instead of yelling and reacting with someone, you can always express your feelings to God. And then, like, ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂರ್ಣಿಮಾಜಿ ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಿದಿರ, Bhagwan will take anything, like,
Yes,
we tell him, and then, like,
he will take it.
yeah, that's what.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಇವಾಗ ಈಗ ಇಸ್ ಫೈನ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಗ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ಲೈನ್ I have not told it to God, I told it to Papa, my husband. So
Then it's another, I think, reaction. We start reacting and everything, and it will lead to bigger issues. But in this case, like, there is someone, we need someone to listen to our problems and everything. We just express it
that
towards
creature,
God.
Papa, what about his state of mind? If he is a very sattvic person, well and good. If he
Yeah,
is
yeah.
also a reactive fellow, what do you do?
Yeah,
Sorry.
What's Neha?
We have to look, see God in that person and apologize
Yes,
for that action immediately. Or
correct.
whenever we realize it, by that we are dropping our ego also, right?
Yes, correct. Perfectly said. Any more inputs? This is specifically I'm asking in light of what Guruji told yesterday. It was so beautiful. I almost cried because it's so beautiful, the insight that he gave. I don't know who all listened here. See, there is one particular shloka which we chant regularly doing our puja. Yaud gota? ಕಾಯೇನ ವಾಚ ಮನಸೇಂದ್ರಿಯರ್ವ ಬುದ್ಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮನ ವಾ
ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ
ಪ್ರಕೃತೆ ಸ್ವಭಾವಾತ್ ಕರೋಮಿ ಯದ್ಯತ್ ಸಕಲಂ ಪರಸ್ಮೈ ನಾರಾಯಣಾಯೇತಿ ಸಮರ್ಪಯ
ಸಮರ್ಪಯಾಮಿ.
from kaya vacha manasa buddhi and prakrute swabhavat. See, my prakriti is mixed with rajas and tamas most of the time. Sattva, great. I will offer puja, I'll offer this, I'll offer all that, I'll happily offer to God. But when it comes from sattva and tamas, how do I offer it anta? But that shloka ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಪ್ರಕೃತೆ ಸ್ವಭಾವ. Whatever I do from my inherent nature, oh my God, my dear God, I am not sure it is the right thing to do, but I offer that also anta. So that also we have to offer God. Means Prabhuji yesterday spelled out very beautifully. I have to offer my vasanas to God anta. My anger I offer to him. My likes and dislikes I offer to him. At that very moment when I realize that I have, whatever that, especially the nastiness in me, I offer to him. Like Suma said, yes, I offer to God, he will take anything. But when do I offer? There and then. The moment I realize that, the moment the mind is confused or a little, realizes that this is not happening, then immediately I offer it to God. Anyway, that offering to God should happen all the time. But we don't do that generally when we are, like this, in this dilemma, isn't it? So this particular insight was very useful. What do you think? Immediately offer that whatever you are feeling inside, the disgust or the depression or the anger or the discontent, everything you offer to God there and then. A vasana you are offering. Apart from the result, which is fine, a result, whether you offer it or not, he is bound to take care of it, because that is the cycle. That's the cycle. That is the Ishvara. He is the Karmadhyaksha. Anyway, results will come, not come. No need to upset my mind about it. But these vasanas, no, they are the ones which upset our minds, isn't it? These unsavory vasanas that we have, they are the ones, they are upsetting us all the time. So that I offer to God. Isn't it beautiful, people?
Yes.
ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು, ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು. I didn't know what to do with these things, so that was a beautiful thing. Offer it to God. That's what. And then what do we contemplate on next? Oh yeah, how does idli take us to enlightenment? Annam. So annad bhavanti bhutani. So that is the main, that is the fundamental source from which everything happens. So in the Mahanarayana Upanishad, there's a very beautiful shloka which says Yabhir adityaha tapati tabir parjanyo bhavati. So when Aditya, the sun god, so Anna of course come from all this. Sun, first the sun has to shine and so the rain will come. Parjanyo bhavati. And then from Parjanya come Oshadi and Vanaspatayaha, all the herbs, everything will come. Prajayante. From then came the Prajas. Vanaspatir annam bhavati. Vanaspatir annam bhavati. It is easily understood. From the Vanaspati, from the herbs, Anna comes. From Anna, what does come? The gross is, of course, the human beings, everything is born of Anna. Annena pranaha. From Anna, the prana in me, the vital force in me is strengthened. So if I fast for longer than what I have resolved, say people will do intermittent fasting 16 hours and all that, the mind is ready. But after that, if I don't give it food, what will happen? Weakness. I'll become more and more and more weak. So that prana will become weak, alva. So annena pranaha. The prana is strengthened with annam. And then this is in Mahanarayana Upanishad, this particular shloka that I'm quoting. With what will you do with that prana? Pranena balam. So I get the balam to do sadhana with balena what? Balena tapasa. Annena balam. Balam we understand. Okay. Everything in my body starts working. I am up and about doing things. Doing what? Balena tapasa. It says. With that balam, my dear fellow, you think just for fun I am giving you annam and pranam. You do tapas. That is the instruction for human beings. Balena tapasa. What we are doing now is tapas. Shravana, manana, nididhyasana is tapas. Then with that tapas, what happens? Tapasa shraddha. That shraddha becomes more and more and more and more with this continued Shravana, manana, nididhyasana. Shraddha in what? Shraddha in the Aptavakya, Shraddha in the Guru Vakya, Shraddha in the Veda Vakya. What is the Veda Vakya? Anyone? What is the ultimate Veda Vakya? What is that Shraddha we should have in which Vakya? Yes, Anupama.
Aham Brahmasmi.
Correct. Yes. Yes, Shaila. All the Mahavakyas. Aham. Heli. Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi. Aham Brahmasmi. You are Brahman. I am Brahman. I am not this. Nanu nanembudu nanalla. ಈ ದೇಹ, ಈ ಮನ, ಈ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ. Do we get to that point at any point of time in the day? That is the metric. Or do I immediately get affected by the body, mind and all its, dance? Satchidanandatma, Shiva nanu nane, Shivoham. This is the Mahavakya. So, Shraddha will come in that Vakya. Tapasa, Shraddha. Then Shraddhaya, Medha. With that Shraddha, what is getting strengthened is my intellect. The buddhi will become more and more and more and more refined, which is very, very important for sadhana. Even for worldly, secular knowledge, buddhi has to be, intellect has to be sharp only. So it works both ways. It works for Arjuna, that Medha has to work in the battlefield. We are all Arjunas in our own little battlefields. So the Medha has to become sharp. So this Adhyatma Vidya is not just for Adhyatma. It is helping me in secular life also. Shraddhaya Medha, Medhaya Manisha. This Medha is what makes me human. That is what keeps me apart from, distinguishes me from an animal or a plant. They don't have Medha. So Medhaya Manisha, lots of human beings are there. We are some 8 billion, 9 billion. All of them are Manushas? No. The one, the Upanishads is saying, the one with a sharpened, refined intellect, which is infused with Shraddha, he is the human being. Imagine, to that extent, a human being, the definition of a human being is being given in this Mahanarayana Upanishad. Medhaya Manisha, Manishaya Manaha. With that intellect, the mind has to operate. Now you come to the metaphor of the Krishna Sarathi Atmanam Ratinam Vidhi, that metaphor. In that, the Manisha, who is in charge, the Sarathi is Krishna. From that, the mind has to operate, not ulta. The mind should not be under the control of the senses. The senses are held firmly directed by the intellect and not the mind. So, Manishaya, Mano. Then what happens with an intellect, refined intellect, and the mind who is obedient to the intellect? Shanti. Shanti will come. All the distress, the confusion, everything, comes under control once the mind is surrendered to the higher refined intellect, which is infused with Shraddha, which has got Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, everything is happening. So that mind is turned towards, slowly, which is the outward going, is turning towards the self. Manasa Shantihi. Shantya Chittam. See, it's very, very subtle. It's very subtle. In Sanskrit, in our Dharma, we have these very subtle words are also there to go inside. Chittam, consciousness. Chitta also is a subtle mind, is called Chitta, subconscious mind. Chittena smriti, memory. Okay. This Chittena, Chitta is subconscious level is called as Chitta. So all this teaching has to seep inside, fully percolate inside so much that subconscious level also I have to say, Nanu, Nanembuda, Nanala. That to that extent, it will go inside. Shraddhaya Medha. So the Medha means that refined intellect, we have the power to retain the teaching. Power to retain the teaching. And then Mana also means meditation. With that, the Manas will become Shanta so that one is able to do Nididhyasana, Dhyana and all that. Otherwise, the moment you sit for Dhyana, what happens to the mind? Vikshepa. It goes here, there. Avarana and Vikshepa are the two powers of Maya, isn't it? Vikshepa means it goes here, there, everywhere, all over world tour. It will go, the mind. So, with this, when the mind is turned towards the refined intellect, it becomes calm. And then, chittena smrutihi. It will become muscle memory. Nanu nanembuda nanalla will become muscle memory. How beautiful is that? That's what I want. I start remembering my true nature. And then, smrutya smarag. Smarag means delight. I start delighting in myself. When it becomes a muscle memory, I don't depend on the outer world to be happy. I start delighting in myself. Smarag. Smargyena vijnanam, vijnanena atmanam vedayati. So finally, everything is smarena with this continuous recalling of my own self. Shivoham, 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 continuous recalling Atmajnana becomes stable. That is the whole, another cycle which has been given in Maharana. That is the importance of Annam. Everything started with sunlight. The first Adityaha Tapati. I'll just read the entire shloka so that, and I'll share it also because it is very beautiful. Yabhir Adityaha Tapati, Tabhir Parjanyo Bhavati, Oshadi Vanaspateha Prajayante, Vanaspatir Annam Bhavati, Annena Pranaha, Pranair Balam, Tapasa, Tapasa Shraddha, Shraddhaya Medha, Medhaya Manisha, Manishaya Mano, Manasa Shantihi, Shantya Chittam, Chittena Smriti, Smritya Smarag, Smarajyena Vijnanam, Vijnanena Atmanam Vedayati. Beautiful, no? So that is how crude oil is converted to petroleum, diesel. Everything has started with food. That is why that food has to be very, very sattvic, especially for sadhaka. Sattvic food. So it is very hard now. We eat out so much and it's difficult to change that habit also. So what do? Say Krishna Arpanam, remember God, and we eat it. What else to do? Isn't it? So
mixed vegetable. Mixed vegetable hudi.
let it be sattvic. Yeah. So a bhiksha, the food that we give to people at home, the food that we serve to our own people or guests, or a bhiksha given to a sadhu, it can lead to Atmajnana, a sadhu who is doing sadhana. So when I give that person bhiksha, it becomes prana, it becomes balam, it becomes shraddha, it becomes, medha, everything. And then that person might even get Atmajnana. That is the importance and impact of this beautiful shloka. Nice. So there's a very nice anecdote regarding this. There was this king, Vaishnava Bhakta king called Alavanda. Then I believe he forgot God due to his, when he was a prince and then he was crowned the king, he forgot because he got caught in his kingly duties and he forgot God due to his power and wealth and everything. But then the Vaishnava Bhaktas, like all of us, suppose one of us stray from here, the rest of us are worried about that person. Hey, this person didn't come for satsang. What happened? Like that, Alvanda's, colleagues, they were worried about him. And they said, no, this fellow has to be brought back to the fold. He was such a good Bhakta. He was such a good Vaishnava. Why did he go away? And so one of them decided, okay, I will give him some prasada every day. So that prasada, that herb, some like say our dill leaves or something, he used to take it and give it to the kitchen. See, this is God's prasada, serve it to the king anbutu. That person used to give and go in the kitchens, in the king's royal kitchen every day. So the dill leaves were used in the food and it was served to the king every day. The king started enjoying the taste of that. And he used to relish that food also. And then one day that person didn't come and so that dill leaf was missing from his food. So the king asked, what happened? Where is that? I'm not, that somehow the food is not good enough today. So he said, no, one Brahmana used to come and give this prasada. Every day we used to add. Today we didn't add, Anta. So he said, no, please find him and bring him. And so they catch hold of the Brahmana and they bring him. And then he says, hey, this is my friend from satsang. And so he says, King, I wanted to have an appointment with you, which is why I took this route. Now that you have consumed the infused, prasada infused food, you are ready. And then he starts reciting the Bhagavad Gita. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha. Entire Bhagavad Gita he will recite in front of the king and the friend. The king, the medha, the manas will turn towards the medha. He will again come back to the fold. So why this story? Because food is important. What we take as prasada, as food, is very, 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 very important. That is the one which turns into subtle. The gross matter goes in the goes out, and then the subtler matter goes into our blood and bones and into the body building activity. The subtler thing goes into the mind. So that much of a impact food annam has on us. All these things are connected to this 14 and 15 shloka. Okay. Any comments, or we will move to the next? Okay. This we are done. Brahmaji. Okay. 16. Okay. Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartayati tihayah Aghayur-indriya-ramo mogham partha sajivati aghayuhu. Okay. He who does not follow the wheel, evam pravartitam chakram, the one who doesn't follow this wheel of dharma, he is leading a sinful life. Aghayuhu means he is a sinner. And indriya ramaha, he is rejoicing in the senses. Mogham partha sajivati. He is living in vain. His life is in vain. Anyaya, human life, is going away in all these stupid activities. That is what he is saying. Aghayuhu, indriya ramaha. All these things are there. Next. 17. Who wants to chant it? Help me.
Purnamaji, I have a question.
Yes, please.
I know many people in my life, I'm sure we all do, who don't think about spirituality or life or anything. They just lead life with, pleasing their senses, and they're happy.
They're happy.
They're happy. So
What do we do?
I don't know. Yeah.
They're sattvic also. No?
No, they not necessarily.
Okay.
But from the outside, I feel like they are happy doing whatever they're doing. They don't think about, is there anything else in life other than, eating my favorite thing or doing my favorite activity, scrolling on my phone till 2 a.m. They don't think about all that. They're happy scrolling their phone till 2 a.m. and waking up at 11.
Yeah.
They just do it. So, I always wonder, because spirituality tells us that the core of spiritual pursuit is to be happy. And to me, they seem happy.
All
So
right.
it's a confusion to me.
Okay. Suppose their phones are taken away from them. Suppose their wealth is taken away from them. Suppose their favorite restaurants, they shut down. Suppose COVID comes again, God forbid, and they're not able to get out of the house. Will they be happy, Samata?
No, they'll be miserable.
That means their happiness is coming from where?
Yeah,
Completely from
external.
external, from the world, which is part of this cycle, up and down, up and down, up and it goes. So I cannot give my mind to such flimsy things. And suppose I fall sick, the same persons you're talking about, suppose they fall sick, will they be able to enjoy the same food?
No.
So many things can go wrong, no, with that kind of lifestyle, Samata. Impossible to sustain that lifestyle for a long time. And they'll be affected terribly if something goes wrong, upsets this their comfort zone. is upset, they cannot survive it. The ones who are able to survive it is us, the ones who are here, because we know better. It sounds very pompous, but there it is, isn't it? There's something more than what the world has to offer. What Krishna is saying is, we want what Krishna is. We want Krishna. Do they want Krishna?
No.
Want Krishna? They will not depend. You can do all the things that you mentioned, no problem. But I will also know that it's not permanent, and I'll go back to Krishna. My Krishna is always there, like a comfort. Krishna is my comfort, your comfort zone, our comfort zone. Their comfort zone is something else which does not give them the security that they seek. So there it is. And about them, Krishna is saying this of the 17th verse. Please read it for me, Samata.
Okay. यस्त्वात्मरे यस्त्वात्मरति रेवस्या. Sorry, I have to see my script only.
Yes,
Then
yes,
I.
please do that. Or anyone else, can you chant
Yes.
this along with Samata?
Yes.
Okay.
यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्याद्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मनेव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते.
See, there is your answer, Samata. Bhagavan is giving that right away. The people who rejoices, the man who rejoices only in the self, and who is satisfied with the self, who is content in the self alone, for him there is nothing more to be done. Nothing more for this person to be done. The one who is content in the self. So more about this is very beautiful, and many other shlokas are connected to this. We will go ahead. So this is the next we are coming to the one who is contented in his own self. Naiva tasya krutenartho na kruteneha kaschana. Na chasya sarvabhuteshu kaschidartha vyapashrayah. Chandra, you please chant it for us nicely. She has done.
यस्त्वा न इदम 17th अम्मा.
नैव तस्य 18.
Okay. नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थो न कृतेनेह कच्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
Naiva tasya krutena. Avunge the gnani. That was a question we had posed in the chat today. Does the gnani have anything to do with, the other karmas? See, this whole chapter is about karma yoga. Do this, do that. Arjuna has been given, do your karma, do your dharma. Swadharmo nidhanam shreyaha. You better do your dharma, you're a kshatriya. Otherwise you'll be condemned. All that Krishna has been telling Arjuna. And then he's coming to the exceptions to the rule. And for us, regular people, he has said, you do your nitya karma, naivitya karma, yagna you do. All the injunctions are for the agnanis, people, us. Agnanis, wannabe gnanis. Let us put it that way, instead of calling us ourselves agnanis. Wannabe gnanis, all these injunctions are there because all the things that Krishna has told us to do will lead us to chitta shuddhi. Our minds will become more and more and more and more sattvic, clear, so that that Mahanarayana Upanishad sloka, Medha will become refined and everything will happen. But there are exceptions to this rule. 17 and 18 shlokas are exceptions. Like Jnani is like Krishna. Does he have to do anything? No. I have no interest in whatever it is done. I have no interest. I am not interested in what you do. I am not interested in doing anything for myself, by myself. I don't depend on anything he is saying. Krishna, now all the other jnanis. For him, here, no interest whatever in what is done or what is not done, nor does he depend on anything or any being for happiness, because he is Atmaratihi. He's happy by himself. We will discuss this also properly. One more shloka related to the same. Yes, Mad. Yeah. Chandra, again, please help. Tasmad asakta.
17th Amma.
19.
तस्
19.
तस्मादसक्तसततं कार्यं कर्म समाचार असक्तो याचनत् कर्म परमाप्नोति पूरुषः.
Samachara, not samachara. Samachara is different.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಾಚಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟವ್ರಮ್ಮ ನನ್ನ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ.
Samachara means varte. Alva? Think karma samachara. You do your
okay.
karma. Samachara. Samyak acharam is samacharam. Okay. Proper acharana is samachara. So, tasmad asakta satatam karyam karma samachara. Asakto hi asakto hya charana karma paramapnoti purushaha. So again, he is coming back to the theme. Asaktaha, you do all your karma with asakti, not being attached. So before that, let us dwell on how these jnanis, they don't have to depend on anything, and they don't have any particular duties to do. See, these jnanis, it is said, jnani is like a child, a baby. Does a baby have any duties to do? Can you tell an infant or even a child, 2-year, 3-year-old? Yeah, duty no illa, nothing, just reveling. They'll just suck their thumb or toe or just, play with a toy. Just happy. The jnani is like that. And for such a jnani, the Shastra is telling, this Gita is telling, no Shastras can bind them. Imagine, a child analogy is the best. Will we tell the child, no, have bath before eating? Will we tell the baby? We will not tell. So all these Shastras are not for the baby, not for the jnani. He can do anything. He can scroll till 2 o'clock in the morning. No problem. He can do whatever he wants. All these injunctions are not for the jnani. They don't have to obey any Shastra. Because, see, why are we doing anything? Again, yesterday Prabhuji's talk, beautiful talk it was. I will share it on the group. Why do we do anything in life? Why do I do anything in life? I eat. It gives me happiness, contentment. I sleep because it makes me happy. Then I scroll the phone because it makes me happy. I have got something to gain from that. Each and every, I shout at someone. Why? Because it gives me happiness somewhere. I told him off. Like this, when I trace each and every action of mine, it finally lands in happiness. Whatever I do is for happiness. Whatever I do. The worst thing, the worst villain, the terrorist who shoots down people. Why? Because somewhere he has got that happiness in it. So, when whatever I do is for happiness, that means I am doing it for Ishvara. How? Because the definition of Ishvara is Satchidananda. Ananda is Ishvara. If I am doing everything for Ananda, that means I am doing everything for Ishvara only. See, it is so subtle, isn't it? So, when I find that Ananda within myself, I don't have to do the other several things that I am going on doing in the world. See, this is very beautiful again, what Prabhuji said yesterday, that everything I am doing is for Ishvara, whether I know it or not. But when I do it consciously, that as an offering to Ishvara, the benefits will start coming to me. That is what it is. That is why a jnani doesn't have to do anything, because he is already in Ananda. He is already Satchidananda. I am trying to realize that Ananda in me. That's why I go on doing hundreds of things. Ishvara doesn't have to do anything. Jnani doesn't have to do anything. So this datta, this jnani is because of their childlike personality and that pure shanti and happiness which is always bubbling in them, in their presence also we feel they will, it percolates outside, and that environment also becomes like that. We feel happy, we feel like laughing, we feel like enjoying in their presence. So we those who have seen Prabhuji and interacted with him, we know how that elevates us. That mere presence, it elevates us, because he is Atma Ratihi. He is enjoying in his own. He appears to be doing hundreds of things, but he is Atma Rati. See, there are many types of jnanis. Our Prabhuji is one who is up and doing all the time. He is doing hundreds of things. And that is one kind of jnani. So there are various kinds of, it depends on their prarabdha and their swabhava, they do things. But the bottom line is they're all in Ananda. So the Dattatreya Avaduta was apparently just by his presence, he elevated, he just, liberated people. When they saw that Dattatreya, they were, in the Bhagavatam, some stories are there of how this Dattatreya just, in his presence, Yadu Chakravarti, he was a Chakravarti, of course, he had everything, but not happiness. So the moment he saw Dattatreya, he said, okay, he just calmed down. And another woman called Pingala, she was, she used to, she was a woman who was a courtesan. And so she also, when she saw Dattatreya, Bhagavan, she said, what am I doing? What am I doing pursuing whatever I am pursuing? I want a husband who is Nitya. She felt that when she saw that Avaduta. I want that husband who is Nitya, because she understood only in terms of relationships. Nitya, and who is always Shanta, and who is always Trupta. I want such a partner. And then she realized that it is only Atma which can give her that bliss. So Atmarati. So she became an Atmarati. So many, that is how a Jnani, with his mere that innocence and his presence, he will do that. Prahalada, Bhakta Prahalada, what did he do? Narsimha, God, Narsimha quietened down, and he told the baby, the child Prahalada, 5-year-old boy, what do you want? Ask. What did Prahalada ask? He said, always grant me santushti, samadhana, trupti. That's all. And rati. Rati is to revel. Revel in what? In God, in my own true nature. So that is the ultimate prasada we can ask from God. Give me shanti, trupti, everything means the same. Samadhana and atmarati. See, that is beautiful. We can add that to our list of prayer to God. Give me atmarati. Let me revel in my own nature. That is what it is. Another little anecdote, and we can close for the day. So there was this prince who wanted to marry a princess. So in the olden days, when you have to marry a princess, you have to defeat that kingdom and that king, and you have to ask for the princess's hand. And so this prince goes to a Mahatma for help. Please help me, marry this. We also go to, astrologers and other people to solve our life problem, which is fine, not a problem. We can do that. See, that's another thing. People who feel that we should not seek help for our life problems, who feels that? Does anybody have that idea that I should not better my conditions in life? If I'm spiritual, I should only do only this. If we are all entertaining such ideas, I think we should let go of them. We are very...
But what about the feeling of contentment? Right? I mean, materially, at least, I'm sure people here in Dharma Kshetra, we're all
Yes.
trying to moving away from materialism.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. So, is this what you're asking about?
That is also one, not just in material wealth, health, for example, and let my child do well. if you have any sickness, say that please, let me become okay. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ಹೆದರ್ಕೋತೀವಿ when we are in the spiritual field.
ಹೆದರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಏನೋ ಒಂಥರ. Do you feel that? Anyone?
it's really a very thin line actually
Exactly.
between karma, doing our karma, and
Acceptance.
acceptance. Yes.
Acceptance.
Yes. Lack of not having expectations.
Yeah. Who else feels that way? Do you feel a dilemma when you're asking for worldly things, people?
ನಾನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಲಲಿತಾ ತ್ರಿಪುರ ಸುಂದರಿ ಲಲಿತಾ ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೈ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಡಾಟರ್. ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡವಾ, ಮಗು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡವಾ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನನ್ಗೆ. ಐ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಓದ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ? ಶುಡ್ ಐ ಡೂ ಇಟ್?
Yeah, let us see what Anupama has to say.
I also had that thought, Purnimaji, for everything. But later, once Guruji said, no, when you have a good thought, you should add Loka Kalyana in that and send it to Cosmos.
Very beautiful thought. No, how Loka Kalyana also you add and send it to the Cosmos. Okay, wonderful. Perfect. Yes, we should do
Amma,
that.
by sending it to the cosmos also ನಾವು ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಂಗೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಅದೇ ಡೈಲಮಾ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ನನ್ನ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ನ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕೋ ಬೇಡವೋ ದೇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಇವಾಗ ಜಯಶ್ರೀ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಪಾಪ ಮೊಮ್ಮಗುಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಲಲಿತಾ, ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಲಲಿತಾ ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮ ವಿತ್ ದಟ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್. ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಆರ್ ರಾಂಗ್? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್.
ಅವಾಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡತ್ತಮ್ಮ ಅದು.
ಹೌದು.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮಕ್ಕಳ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ಡೂ ವೆಲ್ ಇನ್ ಲೈಫ್, ಅದರಿಂದ ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು
ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು.
Just like not my own child, let all the children get good thoughts, good buddhi, like that.
ಸರ್ವೇ ಭವಂತು ಸುಖಿನಃ.
Actually, that happened to me. Yes, Jayashri, you tell.
ನಾನು ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ.
Beautiful. See, sorted. Yeah, the other day I was waiting for my husband to come back, Papa, and he just phoned and said, lot of traffic. And they are dug up some road and it's getting so long, and he was getting very frustrated. Then I just told myself, oh, Papa, let him come home safely, quickly. And then I added, let everyone who's on the road, Papa, they'll also be equally frustrated. No, let everybody reach home safely, fast, all that. Yes, that's a beautiful thing. Loka Kalyana, we have to add. But specifically, if I pray for my specific desire, is it good or bad? So for that, the answer I found somewhere is, if I am going to, suppose I am sick and I'm going to, is your grandchild or whoever going to a doctor, Jayashri, or whatever?
She's going to school. I want her to study well. That's all. She's into Ata.
She's going to school for studies. So,
yes.
And if she's going to school for studies, then she's seeking, the world has to offer something to her that God will also offer. First of all, God offers, therefore world offers. Suppose I am sick, I go to the doctor. If I'm going to the doctor, that means I should go to God first. Let me go to God first.
ನಾನು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಔಷಧಿ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಪ್ಪ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನನಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿರೋ ಔಷಧಿ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
Invoke that doctor, invoke God in that doctor, invoke God in that school, in that teacher. So if I'm going to the world for something, for earning money, for my job, I have to go to the world. Then let me invoke God in that workplace. Let me invoke God for everything. Then everything is valid only.
Okay.
ನಾವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಂಗೆ ತಲೆನೋವಿಗೆ ಔಷಧಿ ಕೊಡು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ದೇವ್ರನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು ನಾನು? ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನಾನು ತಲೆನೋವು ಹಂಗೆ ಸಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತಿರ್ತೀನ ನಾನು? ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೂ ದಟ್. ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು be okay. I want to function properly so that I can come to class. I don't want to sit with a headache, with an acceptance, with the bhava of acceptance. Okay, do what you will. That is possible for the jnanis, for Ramana, For Ramakrishna, they said nothing, cancer. No, I don't care. For them, they had fulfilled their life purpose, Baba. They can do that. For what about us? For us, the body, mind, intellect is very, 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 very important. We need to keep it in good order. And for that mind to be okay, our environment, our family members have to be okay. And our financial conditions have to be okay. See, God himself says, if you die as a Yoga Brashta, you will be born in a Srimanta family. He says, I will see to it that you don't lack for anything so that you can continue your sadhana. That is my understanding. I hope it is correct. I will inquire with Prabhuji. There is nothing wrong in fulfilling. Yes, that contentment is there, which we had to discuss. Contentment, of course, it is said that contentment is like a sword. It's like a sword. Why? Ambition is like a sword. Ambition is like a sword because it can hurt. How to use that ambition, the sword of ambition? There's nothing wrong with ambition if you know how to use the sword. It is compared to fencing. Okay, this is the given by a Zen master. It is compared to fencing. In fencing, what is it? The intent is not to kill or hurt the other person. It is to just subdue. I'm better than you, Anta. So in that fencing, that skill of fencing, Ali, the timing is important, or in any sport, timing is important. And timing, distance, you have to maintain the proper distance, timing, distance, and one more. I forgot what that is. So the maintaining of the distance is very important. Distance, and in worldly life, the timing, when to pursue the ambition, you should know. When the mahal is not right, don't go after it. It will distress me. When should I put in my papers? You should know. If you have to apply for another job, you'll do the correct assessment. Oh, I have another job waiting for me. It is much better than this one. And then only you can apply for another job. Otherwise, you better hold on to the job you have. Alva, that is the timing. And you have to maintain the distance. Distance with that contentment wala, properly I want to explain. It's very beautiful. Contentment. Distance is, of course, you have to maintain a distance with, actually it's detachment. Distance means detachment. Only when you maintain the right distance that you will not be hurting either yourself, or you should not go too close to the opponent. Otherwise, you can get hurt. I will also get hurt. I will hurt or I will get hurt. So that is the distance part of it. Contentment, distance. The basic thing that we need to understand is my prosperity. Again, the same Loka Kalyana business. I can be prosperous only when the totality is prosperous. I alone, I cannot. If I grow by myself, it will be like a cancer. No, it is not helpful. When I grow, I should allow the environment also to grow. Totality should be prosperous. That is the basic Dharma Chakranali. That is the main thing. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Okay. So this word analogy is not given by a Zen master. It's given by Goswami's Tulsidas. Okay. Speed. Speed, distance, and timing. With this ambition, these three we have to take care. Fencing principles. Pursue the goals at the right speed. Don't be in a hurry. Don't cut corners. Don't compromise on your values to achieve what you want. That is one. Speed. Right speed has to be maintained. And right distance is not getting too attached. Same. Karvanya vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Do whatever it takes. Maintain a certain degree of detachment so that I am doing this. Bandre bantu, bitra bidtu. Let it happen or not. It doesn't matter. Let me not get too carried away with it. And then the right timing to push oneself. So all these things, it is compared by Goswami's Tulsidas ji to a fencing, how to balance contentment and ambition. So this contentment, Sneha, it is the bridge. That contentment has to be the bridge on which we drive towards our ambition, towards the goal. So then that ambition will not bind me. If that contentment is the base, ambition will not bind me. Perfectly fine to pursue the ambitions.
Purnima, I would like to bring up another scenario.
Okay.
So I'm talking about a sickness, mild solvable sickness, because I have not myself experienced within my vicinity any kind of a terminal, at least not directly, right? ಈಗ viral fevers ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
Yeah.
And like say just a normal cough and cold.
Yeah.
What I've observed, I don't know if the others agree with me, but if the individual's mind is taken off, right, if individual diverts himself or herself,
Yeah,
they recover faster.
it will just run its course actually.
Andre the more we think about ourselves, oh ನನ್ಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಾಗೋಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೆ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಾಗೋಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಾಗೋಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಬೆಟರ್, ನಾನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾನ್ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾನ್ ಔಷಧಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. Instead of, while thinking that way, you're dwelling more into the negative, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when you're taking your mind off, okay, let me let me, especially when you interact with people outside of your you recover faster, you forget about that, right? So like you said, the body just you're allowing the body to heal itself.
So that those are the calls that one should take, alva. We don't know whether this is small viral anta shuru aaytu amele hinga agoytu anta adre en madodu.
Yeah, but
those are the calls that we need to take. But what you said is very true. Dwelling on the problem and me, that ego will get strengthened.
Correct.
That is why. That is
very, I mean, it's demonstrated many times that it only is going to do bad.
Yes. Correct. Mild things, we should just let them ride. I think all that we have the common sense to do such things, isn't it?
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಲವು ಸತಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಆದ್ರೆ ಹುಷಾರಿಂದಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಡೋದಾಗ ಇದನ್ನ ಮರ್ತೋಗಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಆ ನೋವ್ನ.
ಅದೇ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಸೇಮ್.
ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
ಮರ್ತೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಹೀಲಿಂಗು ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ವಾಟ್ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್.
Yes.
Healing also happens, not just that you don't dwell on it, and the body is also healing by itself. So it depends. It's all very personal and subjective. How, but yes, dwelling on it, even the worst kind of disease, if one encounters, you do whatever it takes. You go to the doctor. Like I said, invoke God in the doctor. Do whatever it takes. When you're taking the medicine, say, krishna arpana and take the medicine. Whatever it takes, you do, but maintain the distance. Ashte. Don't dwell on it. Now that the medicine has gone into my body, it will do its work. Leave it. Finish. Have faith. That is what the main thing, in these terminal diseases. The faith, the shraddha in the medicine and the doctor makes them come out of it. And yeah, like you said, diverting themselves, engaging themselves in more productive activities, and letting the medicine and God do their job. That's it. That's fine, I think. That's fine, isn't it? Does that answer your question about contentment and ambition, Sneha?
Yes, Purnima, to a large extent, definitely.
Contentment, let it be the bridge on which you drive towards the goal. Whatever ambition you go, but let that basic contentment has to be there. Just fine. Ambition you can pursue. If that is your prarabdha, if you are destined to become the CEO of Google, so be it. Why should I not take it? But if you are compromising on your shanti and all that, then yes, you should take the call. Should I do it or not? Like again, we come back to our Modi ji. He seems to be he is not disturbed. He is the prime minister of the nation, but he is able to take it.
Yes.
Isn't it? You don't see any. He will be angry when he talks, in parliament. All that he will do, but there is no dvesha in his heart, or there is no too much disturbance in him. It is the impression we get, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. All right. It's already 8:15. Thank you all. It was a good session. I enjoyed it. I hope it was meaningful. Or
Definitely. I mean, it's always very meaningful
He too enjoyed, Ma.
that we never,
Very nice.
I would never ever like to miss. I mean,
very nice, very nice. So, ನಾನು ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವನಾನು ನಾನೇ, ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ॐ.